welcome to another MixWizard session. Today, I've got a real special guest here, the one and only Andy Troy, and he's been out and about with Ruel, doing some shows in Australia, and you've been traveling about with this special little unique console. What's going on with this one here?
Yeah, it's good, little CTI 1500.
Yeah.
Little lightweight guy.
Yep. So how light is it?
I believe it was 21 kilos cased up when I checked it in the other day, yeah.
So that would have been pretty welcome at the airport. No excess baggage.
None whatsoever.
Sweet.
So with this and my CDM 48, which is exactly 23 kilos cased up,
yeah,
I don't have any excess baggage to worry about.
Happy tour managers.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So obviously, yes, the CTI is a brand new console, come out from Allen Heath, a derivative of the C1500, where they've taken a lot of weight out of it. Really cool, totally designed around flying. And yeah, Andy's been lucky enough that in Australia, we've been doing some fly dates. Just been down to Adelaide, done a festival there. Hey, my other question on this, how many channels are in the Ruel show?
The Ruel show it's over 40. I think it's about 44 or 45 channels.
Yeah, okay.
From stage, mostly.
Yeah. So how do you mix 40 channels on 12 faders? Give me a rundown of how you mix the show.
Sure. Okay, so I group everything into DCAs.
Yep.
And my 40 odd channels actually only get to, 9 faders. On this guy. So I group all my drums.
Yep. So you're using the DCA spill feature there, I can see.
Yep.
Yep.
So all my drums, my drum reverbs, everything goes into a DCA group.
Yeah.
So awesome. This is all my front of house setup. From there I have an SPD line.
Yep.
Which is just left and right. I separate that from the drums just so I've got a bit more control on it when I need it. The Moog and the Kronos, they're just like a mono and a stereo file channel. Sorry. Later on they go to groups, but the input channels are just what they are. I don't need a DCA for them. I treat that like a bass and I treat that like a keyboard. The guitar we have it's 2 amps.
Yep.
And an acoustic line, which we've just introduced. That all still comes up the DCA of that guitar.
So I'm seeing you're really making use of the DCA spills.
Absolutely.
And at the moment, you're all on the same layer.
Yes.
But the DCA spills are giving you access to all of those channels.
Absolutely.
Under those layers. That's cool.
Yeah. Then we have the track lines. So there's actually 8 tracks. But I only need 6 of them because 2 of them are click lines. Yep. So obviously front house doesn't really need them. We have Ruel's single guitar channel, Ruel's vocal channel, and some BVs.
Okay, under a DCA.
Under a DCA.
Yeah.
And I've still got effects returns.
Sweet.
So I've got my vocal, or the effects returns that I'm going to be using a lot.
Yeah.
So my vocal reverb and my 2 delays, they're the ones that I'll be riding most of the show. When we go into here with my drums, they're on most of the time.
Yep.
I might just balance them at the top of a song or something, and then that's about it. But my drum reverbs live in that drum DCA.
Yeah, awesome. So on the board, talk us through, a lot of people know that in dLive you get all of these compressor models. Mm-hmm. So modeled on the classic compressors. Yeah. What are you using on your shows? What's your go-tos? When you go to dial something up, have you, I can already see you got a few different ones in there.
Yeah.
Give me your lowdown on those.
I'm basically using 3 comps.
Yep.
For the majority. Yep. And I've got the what have we got? We've got Mighty.
Yep.
We've got the I believe it's called Optronic.
Yep. Yeah.
Yes. And the the Peak 76.
Yep, nice.
So they're the main three I use. Mighty just works great on drums.
Yep.
I can't fault it. It's really good.
Yep. So if we spill your drums,
Absolutely, yep.
we're going to see
You'll see
a whole bunch of mighties
a whole
here.
bunch of mighties, and it's on.
Oh, a sneaky 160 there.
What's that on? Hats. There you go.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
just yep,
Yep.
there. I like the emulations rather than. I mean, it probably is just because it looks like the unit. So my mind is going, like the psychology behind it is like, oh, I know what that does.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that rather than use the standard compressors that are already on the channel. It gives me, I don't know, just for me, it's a mental thing, I think, as well as sonically, you know?
The Mighty also has that automatic gain circuit. So
It does.
as you drive it,
It's like an auto makeup
auto
thing.
makeup gain. So it's a pretty cool unit. That's not all compressors do that.
I've come across a few engineers that can't quite get it sitting right, but then again, it's all your gain structure as well going into it. So making sure the gain structure before it gets to it is correct.
Awesome.
Yeah, that is probably my favorite drum comp.
Yeah, nice.
It just smashes it.
Smashes the transients.
Yeah, it's the only comp I found I feel like I don't need an attack time necessarily, you know? I do like how it has a release on it though.
Yeah.
But from all my input channels do get fed into groups.
Yep.
And then
what are you doing on your groups? Give us a little.
let's have a look.
Give
Okay,
us the lowdown.
Just before we get to the groups, let's have a quick. I'll give you a quick overview on how I've set up the layers.
Yeah.
So I've got my top layer is my basic front of house go-to. Everything is like 90% of everything is there.
Yep.
Layer B is like my secondary inputs, I guess.
Yep.
So I have Ruel spare is there. I've got a guest in case we need it.
Yep.
We've got a couple of special effects here. I've got a tune line, which is like an auto-tune effect.
Yeah.
I use the octave effect on the board as well, which I use. It's in like a Ruel song for a chorus. So I just kick it in lightly.
Kick it out. Yeah.
And people think it's in the track, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's me turning it
doing
on
it
and
live.
off. Yeah.
I think that's called mixing.
Yes. Which I have a soft key for, I believe. That guy.
Yep.
So I've got the soft key for that. Same with the tune, I have a soft key for that.
Yeah.
And if I need to, usually I'll like flick between the tune
Main and
line.
backup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's actually the tune and Ruel. So
I getcha.
The tune line usually we do it a couple of different ways depending on the gig. We might get it sent from Monitor World, in which case they're controlling it, and as soon as I see it kick in, I can do that.
Yep.
And just flip it over. Or if I'm controlling it, I can just open and close the main. It's still the same source.
Yeah.
It's just being routed through an effect. Layer C, what have we got? We got all my groups.
Yep.
Which then feed my main mix. Layer D, now this is where it gets interesting. Sometimes we don't have, or if we're traveling really light, we don't have a monitors engineer, so I will run monitors from the board as well. That's a whole other side of this. My OGS masters, and then my last layer is all my output stage, which is, I've got my talks, so myself and the monitor engineer. I've got the MD. I've also got a time code line when we do run visuals, which I send to lighting. Pinks, iPods. Now I've got a PFL bus off a Matrix, so I've got that set so that no matter where I'm at in the show, I can hear the MD and I can hear the monitor engineer if I have my cans on.
Yeah, cool.
Especially if we're doing a smaller show where I don't have a monitor engineer, I can have my in-ears ready to go. And if MD's talking to me and I can talk to him, no one else hears it. It's all routed through my PFL bus. So there we go.
Elegant.
It's easy, it's great. We then go to left and right, everything gets fed left and right, and then from left and right, I spit out to the PA.
Awesome.
And then I have a DCA controlling the matrices for the PA. So depending if we have, left-right sub fill, if that's, if that's where the balance is, or, in
Yep.
some cases the sub needs to be there,
Yep.
that's my DCA that feeds the PA.
Control, yeah.
Yeah.
So if the noise police are on you at the gig,
Turn the subs down,
Yeah.
or whatever,
Yeah.
I've got it.
yeah,
you
awesome.
know?
Nah, sweet, looks good. So show me through your groups.
So the groups. So for the drum group, I use this guy on the drum, in the drum path.
Yep.
I don't, look, on other consoles in the analog world, I would always have a parallel drum comp.
Yep.
This guy has the dry and the wet.
Built in.
Yeah, so I'm using that now just because it's easier
Yep.
and it's less late, you know? So and I don't need to double my groups. I don't have to go dry drum group, wet
Parallel
drum group. I
Yep.
can just feed it all into here and just control a mix of each one. I'm smashing this Peak 76.
Yeah, I can see
as
that.
you can see.
The magic
The
all button.
You got it.
Yeah.
So that's going there. I might have an EQ in here as well. Nope. But do I have that running?
Donate.
Yeah, it might be in. Yeah, it's in.
Yeah.
It's just doing something.
Yep.
Not too much though.
Yeah.
Everything, all the groups have something. Oh, there we go. Then we have an opto on the Moog.
That's my favourite.
Yeah, you were saying.
That's my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
I'm really into this one. I just like how we can get this going with the like where the compressor kicks in. It's like it's the filter, right?
Yeah.
So it's too much if it's there, I think.
Oh yeah.
Depending what you're doing, obviously.
Yep.
But if you just want it just to tame it without having the bottom end or the bottom being caught too much, then that's good.
the
And I have
emphasis.
that on Ruel's vocal too.
Yep.
Which I might even have two of them. I might have that on his channel and on
the group. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what my groups are doing.
Awesome. So you're only doing the parallel in the kit. Everything else is straight through.
Correct. Yeah.
Sweet.
I do use. Nope. What I do use, the only place I do use it is in the Moog. Where is it? I chuck the.
I use in a tube
tubes.
stage. Yeah. Cool. Awesome.
Just to give it a bit more, I don't know, harmonic distortion is what the...
Love.
Yeah,
what I
just a
call.
bit more dirt.
Yep,
It makes
awesome.
it a bit more real, and that was a request from the MD,
Yeah. Cool.
who also plays keys.
Yep.
He's like, can you just make it a bit dirtier, a bit grittier?
Awesome. So what else? Are you using any other dynates?
I have dynates on literally every input.
Okay, so you're using it on the vocal. That's my go-to is to put it on vocal.
Yeah.
It's a lifesaver on your vocal. So
there's my dynate
Yep,
on the
awesome.
vocal, but so that I do it in a couple of stages. I use it in the channel,
Yep.
and I also use it in the group.
Awesome.
Ruel does have a different, as many artists do, have that different talking tone compared to singing.
Yeah.
So when he talks, he's got a lot more low mid,
Yep.
which is it's here, and that sort of kicks in quite quick. And then the other dynate on the group, I think tames it a little bit less, but it's just sort of grabbing after that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I reckon that's a great overview of what you're doing. The only other really interesting thing I did notice, he's only using in his views, he's just got inputs. So you've
Inputs
chosen
and outputs, yeah.
not to have your EQ down there or anything else.
No.
Which,
I
again, it's
find
making best use of the real estate available.
Exactly. I find it. Look, it's a workflow thing. It's like a lot of the other digital boards that we do use. Like, as soon as you hit select, you've got the option to go to your EQ. It's force of habit.
Yeah.
I know that if I do want my Kronos EQ, I go there, and then I hit the EQ button.
And you're on it.
And that's where it is. I don't necessarily like the view of the EQ there.
Yeah, cool.
I don't think it looks nice
Yep.
to my eyes. I'd rather see the more important things in the show, which are meters. If something goes down, and that's like, you know, I'm on 12 faders or 9 faders.
12 faders and 1 screen.
That's it, right? So I can see all my
Yep.
inputs, plus I've got my output meters here as well. So I can see everything. When I do run monitors from front of house with Ruel, I do have another one which I can, so that's actually my, I think that's my, they're my monitor inputs. So I've duplicated each of the channels, and they're my monitor input channels, which only go to their in-ears.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Andy, for giving us a rundown on CTI and what you're doing on the Ruel show. And
Pleasure.
hopefully, you know, I'll see you out and about on some other shows.
I hope so.
So keep watching and we'll have some more videos. See you soon.